Greetings, adventurous ones. Have you ever been on those times where you're working hard, you want a nice cold drink, you get the cold drink, but by the time you get around to drinking it again and stuff like that, it's either piss warm, the ice is all melted away and stuff, and it's not as cold anymore and everything else in between it? Well, that problem is now solved thanks to Spidey's powder tumblers. And when I'm working hard making these videos for you guys and stuff like that, I need that nice cold refreshing drink happening here. Whether it's my water, whether it's iced tea, or even my fruit punch or something in between it. Okay, these tumblers are nice and solid. They keep your drink cold even after hours of just sitting around and stuff like that. I mean, this has got my iced tea in it, and it's been 2 hours since I put my iced tea in it and stuff. It's still nice, refreshing, cold. So, if you want to be a part of these type of things and get it custom made as well, because when I got mine custom made by Spidey's Powder Tumblers, he asked me what character I like. I said Michael Keaton's Batman, and boom. He's also done ones for Legion of Comics, DJ Lynx, and among others in the comic book community and toy community as well. So, if you want to be a part of that and you want to get your own custom-made tumbler made for you and stuff like that, follow the link down in the description below to Spidey's Powder Tumblers on Instagram. Let them know Joseph Michaels, the Adventurous Joe, sent you. Now, back to the video. Today on the channel, Adventurous Ones, and all this week, it is Masters of the Universe week, and we are checking out from the cartoon collection, Faker. Welcome to the toy review. It's time we get started. Welcome back, Adventurous Ones, for a brand new episode of the Adventurous Joe's Toy Reviews. I'm your host, as always, the master of all multiverses, and the reason why they've turned an absolute and total shitfest. Never sorry for it one damn bit. But you're welcome. Joseph Michaels, the Adventurous Joe, at your services, and today, and all this week here on the channel, we are going to be checking out from the cartoon collection, Masters of the Universe figures here. And we're kicking things off with Faker. Now, there's an interesting story behind this version of Faker and stuff. First off, he appeared as this form of He-Man right here and stuff like that. Okay, he appeared like that in the actual episode and stuff. However, Faker was thought to be destroyed, and he ended up returning in an episode called The Return of the Faker. And he was blue this time as his Masters of the Universe vintage figure and his Origins figure look like and stuff. He was all blue skinned and everything else in between it. So when he got rebuilt, Trapjaw or Skeletor, if I remember correctly, gave him all blue skin instead, so they could tell it wasn't He-Man anymore and stuff. Because when they had this version of Faker, it looking like He-Man, they got confused all the time and stuff. When He-Man was battling He-Man, they were like, who's who? So now he's got blue skin. He came back with blue skin and looked totally different. Anyways, let's get this guy out of the package and show you what he's all about. First things first, it says right here on the package, He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, Faker, evil robot of Skeletor. Okay. And then on here, it tells you the episode he first appeared in, which is the shaping staff. And it says here, modernizing and celebrating the original 80's Masters of the Universe animated series. And as you can see, this came from Ross, and it was $14.99. Now, also in this set, or this series of this set, okay, there's Faker, Leech, the animated version of Leech, and the animated version of Catra, both of which from She-Ra, Princess of Power. Okay, we're going to take baby knife and get started. First things first, I'm going to cut through that heaviness there. Right there. Perfect. Okay. Now a lot of times we can just cut straight through this. Just like so. And because okay, hang on a second. I'm gonna finish cutting this sucker open and stuff because it is stuck. Okay. Now, a lot of times we can just get the mini comic straight out. However, this one's got a bit of an issue because they put where they tie these things together with like a string or something like that, okay, to put the mini comic together and everything. This one has a bit of too much, so we're gonna do a little trim here. Just a small little trim. There we go. Now it's not hanging out like a sore thumb anymore. And this one is called Onslaught to Snake Mountain. Okay. Now, I'm going to take that and put that over there because we're going to need it still to finish this off. First things first. Just like so. There you go. Now we're going to pull Faker out of there. Good lord. See you later. Goodbye, garbage. And as this, we're keeping our card back like always. So we're going to put that aside for the time being. And we're going to get Mr. Faker all set here. Now, one thing a lot of people were excited about with this version of Faker and stuff is that it comes with the normal He-Man head. So if you weren't able to get the Cartoon Collection version of He-Man in his form like this, okay, then you could use the Faker one to put on his body and stuff like that and go from there. Now the one thing that was interesting about Faker when he first made his appearance in the cartoon and stuff was the copying of his He-Man's sword, the Sword of Power. Okay, and a lot of people were like, okay, how is he able to use the Sword of Power and stuff like that, you know, and so on and so forth. And it turns out, well, the sword was a fake, and you know, unlike where He-Man, you know, Prince Adam could use the sword to transform and stuff like that. This Faker, he couldn't do any of that. He could just only pretend to be He-Man, and that was about it. Now, the reason why Skeletor created him is because he wanted to get the upper hand on He-Man. He literally wanted to make sure that Faker destroys He-Man, so Faker will take his place and lead the Masters of the Universe to their doom. You know, they'll think He-Man's gone evil and stuff like that, and they'll fight him, and then he'll destroy them all. And then Skeletor will swoop in and claim all of Eternia with He-Man by him, with his fake He-Man by his side. So now, biggest complaint I heard about the Masters of the Universe movie from Sam, the producer for Council of Comics, his whole complaint about it was how Skeletor was too over the top. Okay, well, Skeletor wasn't really over the top in the cartoon series. In fact, he was quite basically a wuss. He was not literally like, you know, the crescendo and all that kind of stuff. You know, being the master bad guy like he's supposed to be and stuff. He literally acted like a wuss. You know, he got his minions to do everything for him and stuff. But when it comes to He-Man and stuff, he would fight He-Man, but then he wouldn't win against He-Man. So, yeah. Anyways, we're done with that. More junk to go bye-bye. And here is Faker. Now, as you can see, the head can go up about that far, down about that far. You can go around the whole 360, and it is on a ball joint, so you can take it off if you don't want that head on and stuff, and you can put that head on, and there you go. You have He-Man, or what's supposed to be He-Man. Now, in the case of the leg joints and arm joints, arms can crosswise about that far. Elbow joint can push up about that far and back that way. There is elbow swivel, so you can do that. There's also arm swivel, so even though it's crosswise, you can bring it back down, do the whole 360, and so on and so forth. Now we're going to take this head off again and go from there. And torso articulation allows them to turn all the way around 360. And if you want to add extra accessories to them or something, you just go like that, pull them apart, and then pop it back together again. Leg articulation allows them to spread apart about that far, lock in place. Knee pushes up about that far, back down. He has boot swivel like that. His foot articulation can push back about that far, up about that far, side to side, and so on. Push that down just like that, bring that down just like that, hit that just like that, and that, and that, and that. And then go from there. Now, like the Masters of the Universe Cartoon Collection He-Man, the original version and stuff, okay, he does have it where the Sword of Power and can fit all in there and stuff. Now, in the cartoon, the sword was not called the Sword of Power, okay? It was actually called the Sword of Grayskull. And a lot of people said that was an error on the part of the animation or the people that wrote the scripts and stuff and did the voice acting and everything, or did for the voice actors and stuff, because the sword actually didn't have any name for it. Okay, it really wasn't any name for it till the Masters of the Universe mini comics came out, and the sword was known first off as the Sword of Grayskull. However, in the cartoon series, it went from Sword of Grayskull to the Sword of Power. Okay? Because She-Ra's sword is the Sword of Protection. Okay? So, anyways, here he is standing. Perfectly good and stuff. Put his head there and everything. And as I said before, his mini comic spans just like so. Look at that. There's the slime pit, which also got re-released, by the way, and is for the Origins figures and stuff. They still haven't not brought that thing back, and it, you know, it's cool looking. So on and so forth. Now, some of this stuff that was taking place in this mini comic was tying into a larger story. Now, a lot of times the mini comics didn't always tie into a larger story. In fact, they sometimes were just their own little one-shot story. Well, in this case, because of the Evil Horde release and stuff, and She-Ra figures and stuff like that, okay, it was tying into a larger story where Hordak is invading Eternia, okay, and is trying to take down Skeletor at Castle Grace, Snake Mountain, sorry, and so on and so forth. And the He-Man you see working with the good guys and stuff is Faker, not actual He-Man. And so they did a little bit of a switcheroo, if you will. Now, he comes with his little thing of instructions, which just basically tells you all the points of articulation we've already shown, and so on and so forth. Okay, this figure cost originally $20.99. Seriously, if you found it at your Walmart stores, Target stores, or whatever, okay, it originally costed around $20-some. All right, getting it from Ross, like our good friend Pop Culture Junkie did for us and stuff, okay, getting it from Ross, it basically was $14.99, okay. However, in a lot of places, some places and stuff like that, like when they went on clearance at Target, they were still around the $12, $14 mark. But is it worth that price of $14.99 instead of the $20 price tag? Yes, because the actual Cartoon Collection He-Man himself, okay, now sells on eBay for nearly $100 and some. Yeah, because it became a rarity over time as the line started expanding more and more in the Cartoon Collection and stuff. He-Man, the He-Man first wave of figures and stuff started going bye-bye fast because they were just like collectors wanting to swoop them up, take them up, and everything else in between. Now, when they announced they were releasing Faker, and he would come with the normal He-Man head and everything else in between, a lot of collectors and people like myself that open these to, collect them and everything else in between it and stuff, okay, we're thrilled with that idea because this Faker, even though it's Faker, he doesn't have the little sticker on him that shows his electronic parts on him and stuff like that. So you could use this figure still as normal He-Man for your normal Cartoon Collection He-Man figure. Anyways, let's hear your thoughts down in the comment section down below, Adventurous Ones. Is this one you would pick up for yourselves if you find it at Ross, or if it's still available to get from your Walmarts or Target or whatever? Or is it one of those that you sit back and you just go hard pass? Let's hear your thoughts down in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, leave your comments, and hit that bell notification so you don't miss on anything we got coming up on this channel in 2026. There's always more on the way. You never know what's going to be on this channel unless you hit the bell and set it to all. And if you want to be a part of our August giveaway for your chance to win a $10 gift card of your choosing at the end of the month, you need to head over to that video right now. It's up on the channel. And follow the 3 rules of it. Enter the hashtag Road to 1K and you are set to go. And make sure all entries are in by August 29th. 12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, because when it's the morning of August 30th, all entries are closed and we get the duck race filmed and contact the winner of the duck race. Anyways, till the next unboxing, till the next, are you sure this is still Faker, or are we looking at He-Man review? Peace out. May the force be with all of you, and every last one of y'all have a safe, lovely, and beautiful week out there. Take care of yourselves, your family, your friends, your pets, loved ones in general. And be smart out there, people. Don't do stupid shit, and don't listen to stupid idiots either. Then they're going to get you badly hurt or 6 feet in the ground forever, alright? Use your brains, people. And get home safely to those that love and care about you the most, alright? And every single chance you have, because we're not living in safe times anymore. And there are no more second chances in life. You need to use the ones you got while you got them. Make them count. And let those people in your life know how much you love and care about them in return. Until then, take care. God bless to all of you out there. Please remain safe. And we'll see you all later.